Hey everyone, it's Jen with ChappyPlans. Thanks for joining me for my Archer and Olive media journal setup. If you would like to see what I'm going to do for the month of July, stick around. Hey friends, it's Jen with ChappyPlans. Thanks for being here. I am filming my July setup and just kind of flipping through what I've consumed as far as media goes for the month of June in my A5 Archer and Olive journal. So at the front, actually I think I need to update this. I've got all of the books I've read for July, which yes, seriously needs to be updated. I'll do that later. But this is my bookshelfies, so they're separated by months. So we have January, February, March, April, May, June, and I've highlighted my favorite book of the month with gray. So actually I need to update that. Let's see, what was it for? I think it was The Tattooist of Auschwitz, or it might have been actually I think it was The Rose Code for May. Let's see. Yep, definitely The Rose Code. And then, I don't know if I picked one for this month. And then I put the favorites here. So I'll have June's here. And then, so let's go back. And as I'm reminiscing, I can share with you and figure out what that will be. So I used stickers from According to Allie as usual, which I'll be using again today. I used some zebra click art pens to color these in, and some quotes and some washi from my stash. So the first book I listened to, I do all my reading on audiobook. So my first book was A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I ended up deciding to give it 3 stars. It looks like it's colored in, but I ended up covering it up. I tried to do that with my grabby paint pen, but sometimes the color is too pigmented and it doesn't really come through. Or it doesn't really cover it up. It kind of lets everything bleed through. Hold on. And then that's the first in a series of 3 books. So I read, of course, all of them. And the next one I listened to was One Day Everyone Will Always Have Been Against This. By the way, this one is about a murder mystery that a high school girl ends up investigating as part of her capstone senior project. And she solves it, but then it kind of leaves you with a cliffhanger. So then there's a second and a third book, which are Good Girl, Bad Blood. That one I liked a little better than the original. And then the last one was As Good as Dead, and I gave that one 3 stars as well as the first. I thought they were entertaining. For me, 3 stars is like average. It's not that I loved it and I didn't not like it. So I gave it 3 stars. Then this one was amazing. I gave it 4.5. This is a nonfiction autobiography, and it's about politics. And I think it should be part of our curriculum with high schoolers, or at least at the college level. And he just talks about like the myth of the West, like America and our many ongoing problems, and delivers a lot of like hard truths that even for me, I was like, ooh, I hadn't thought of it from this perspective. And I feel like I've read quite a bit of, sort of unbiased, I guess everything has some bias, but nonfiction about the history of the United States. And so this I thought was a pretty interesting perspective and worth the read for sure. Matt and I finished and started watching Andor season 2. I only gave it 3 stars because I wasn't fully paying attention the whole time. And I think if I had been, maybe I would have given it 4 or 5 even, because I love the series and I love Star Wars, but I had a really hard time tracking it. So I think I'm going to have to go back and give it a rewatch because everyone else says it's like their favorite. I did really like how I felt like it was more mature themed than some of the other series that the Star Wars franchise has put out. But yeah, I liked the political undertone that there was, and kind of like it was a little bit like foreshadowing in some ways because there was like government rebellion. And anyway, I need to give it a rewatch for sure. So then Good Girl, Bad Blood was that second book in the series by Holly Jackson. I gave 3.5 stars. I like this one the best out of the trio. This was my favorite book, I think. I liked it even better. Maybe I should give it 5 stars. I really think I should, because I gave One Day Everyone Will Always Have Been Against this 4.5, and I liked this one better. So I'm actually going to give it 5 stars because it was just that good. So it's called How the Word Is Passed, and it's nonfiction, history, sociology, and it's just so good. It should be required reading for sure. And I said it's unique in the poetic prose and flow, but also how the author, Clint Smith, tells history while visiting each of the 7 sites. So he visits, let's see, the Whitney Plantation, Angola, Blandford Cemetery, where else? New York City, and I forget, there's like 3 other places. And I said I learned a few things I had not read before, i.e. New York City being the 2nd largest slave trading business in the country. I've read a decent amount on Black history, Black lives in America, and social justice, etc. Still felt very humbled. And he wrote with grace and included voices I normally scoff at, meaning like people whose opinions aren't necessarily the same as mine, that I would just kind of write off like, oh, I don't really need to know your opinion because it's wrong. Instead, he like included those voices and their opinions and backgrounds, which I thought was really like mature, and he shared it all so eloquently. So loved this book for sure. Favorite. Then we have The Midnight Library. This was a recommendation and I did not really care for it. It was time travel, and I don't know why I tried to make time travel happen again for me, because I'm not really a fan of time travel. Still not a fan of time travel. I guess I thought it was going to be more about books, and it really wasn't. The library itself was just kind of like a holding place for where the time travel happened. So it wasn't my favorite. The final book in the trilogy, As Good as Dead, 3 stars, entertaining, not great, not bad, just kind of meh, you know, but I think it was a little annoying because the main character, who is so intelligent in the first 2 books, kind of like changes the way she acts and starts doing things that, like, when you watch a scary movie and you're like, don't close the door, like, behind you, because you're gonna be trapped in the room. Like, she does stuff like that, and you're like, really, dude? She didn't do that in the other 2 books. Why is she doing that now? I don't know. Not my favorite compared to the other 2. The 4 Seasons, Matt and I discovered this on Netflix. Absolutely loved it. 4 stars. It was really well done. We loved following them through each of the 4 seasons and seeing their relationships change with each other, and also like within themselves because of what's happening around them with their friendships and their friends' relationships. So it was really great, and the cast is amazing. Tina Fey, Lang Fisher, Tracy Wakefield, like so good. They're the writers. So then you had Tina Fey was also in it, but then there was Steve Carell. So I mean, he's a classic. And then Will Forte, who's amazing. This was recommended. My friend Jen read this. Jen Boom Creates. Julie Chan Is Dead. I only gave it 2.5 stars. It was very weird for me. Dark humor, I can do, but this was just like, I don't know. It was really bonkers. There were a lot of like wonky twists and turns that I was not like ready for. I don't know. It just wasn't for me. Just wasn't for me. That's all. She really loved it. So, you know, to each his own. The Handmaid's Tale, I gave 3 stars. I now need to watch the series. I've never seen it. I've heard about it. I've been like hesitating whether, you know, and deciding whether I should watch it because of my history of trauma, but I feel like I should. I mean, I've watched plenty of other messed up stuff. So, and I'm interested now that I've read the book to see what they've done with the series. So I gave that 3 stars. I think because the narrator is like, it's very, very old compared to like audiobooks now, and the style and like the way she read, just her dialect, if that's like, I don't know if that's the right word, but it just felt dated and like hard to relate to and kind of contrived. So that was hard for me. I think if I had read the book in the physical form, I would have given it like 3.5 or 4 stars. Love on the Spectrum. My coworkers in special ed were like, you haven't seen that show? Oh my God, what are you doing with your life? And so Matt and I started watching it, binged it in, you know, a few nights, because it's only 6 episodes for the first season, and absolutely obsessed. Makes me miss my old job where I worked with adults with disabilities for sure. Loved. It's real love. I mean, it's like a reality show, but it feels more realistic than other reality shows about love. Elio, we went and saw in the movie theater, 4 stars, super great, really cute, kind of over the orphan trope, to be honest, but we are obsessed with this character, Glorden, and she is the cutest ever of all time, so love this. Red, White, and Royal Blue. I know this was popular like a couple of years ago. I just got around to listening to it and gave it 3.5 stars. I thought it was super entertaining. It only took me 2 days or 3 days to read. It kind of felt like I was watching reality TV, even though I was reading the book because it's audiobook. And I loved almost everything about it, even the supporting characters. Very quick and entertaining read. Then we have Count My Lies. I loved this one. This was something somebody else read and I decided to read, so I gave it 4 stars. It wasn't what I expected at all. I knew it was a thriller, but it had me guessing. There were a lot of twists and turns I wasn't prepared for, and yeah, I was very entertained. 4 stars. How to Train Your Dragon we saw recently. I gave it 3.5 stars. I don't think I enjoyed it as much as the original, but it stayed true to the storyline. But the graphics were amazing, so that's why I gave it 3.5 stars. So that is what I consumed in June. So that brings me to what? 56 audiobooks, 4 movies in the theater, and then how many series? 16 series. And I guess that's it, right, for media. Okay, so now I'm going to set up my landing pages for July, which is where I track my media. So each category has a different color, and that's how I track what I'm reading, watching, that type of thing. So I already put in the calendar because I always mess that up, and the key, but now I get to decorate, which is like the most fun part. So I'm using stickers from According to Allie, like I mentioned. I'm using Frozen Treats. I'm not sure if these are still available because I've had them for a few years, but if they are, I'll link them. If they're not, don't worry. Allie has a zillion summer stickers if that's your vibe. If not, she has a zillion other stickers you'll probably like. I have reading quotes, and then I pre-selected a bunch of pens, markers for decorating. So I kind of have a little idea in my head of what I want to do. And so this is what I'm going to be setting up. So I'm going to write media log up here. Let's see. For the lettering part, I'm just going to put you guys on fast forward so that you're not bored out of your mind while I put this together. So now I have all that done. So I am going to decorate. I don't know if I'm going to use any washi actually, which is kind of weird for me, but we'll see. I'm not probably going to use all of these stickers. I say that, but then, you know, who knows. So I'm going to do the ice cream. I was just going to sprinkle them around the page. Pink. And then we have the Bomb Pop, a staple in our house because they're gluten-free. You'll have to let me know if you guys have a favorite. Favorite popsicle. And then I'm gonna do, which one should I put up here? I think I'm gonna do this pink popsicle. This is making me want a popsicle right now. Okay, that's pretty cute. I feel like, although this is a little low. Let's see. that better? And then I'm going to, I have all this space at the bottom. Maybe I will put some washi down there. All right, I'm gonna do, her soul belongs to words and books. Every time she reads, she is home, because I love that. But I think I'm gonna layer some washi at the bottom. Sorry, Nora has a friend over and they're in the bathroom because it's summer. All right. Like, I think that looks cute at the bottom with Allie's beautiful handwriting. Is that even straight? I think so. And then I can put this one over here. Reading is my safest place and my wildest adventure. Because that fits there really well. Then I can put another little popsicle down here. Cute. All right, it just needs some washi at the bottom, I think. And then I think I'm done. That was so fast. I feel like I have a good hang of, like, you know, these videos now. I wonder if I have one that has these colors in it. Give me a second. This one's pretty close, I think. It has a darker green and it has a lighter blue, but this is pretty beeping close. So I'm gonna put this on the bottom. This is so different from what I usually do, but I like it. Sometimes you just gotta switch it up. And also, it's nice to keep it simple because, like I said, Nora's got a play date, and I can't get that. I need my X-Acto knife. And I, you know, I have a lot of other content I'm way behind on. Week in the Life nearly took me out, friends, as far as, like, throwing me off my filming ahead game. Like I usually, by now, I have half of the month of July done, and I don't. I kind of want to outline the letters. I'm going to do that because, actually, that's just kind of the way it is this month. It just took me a lot longer than I guess I anticipated, although I really had no idea what to expect with Week in the Life, but it was definitely far more intense than I anticipated. And so, and I think it was just like with the timing of the end of the year stuff for us, it was very stressful for me. I get overwhelmed easily when I feel like I'm under a time crunch. My OCD does not like that at all. And so I think the combination of adding in a new and very, like, intimidating project with the end of the school year, like, festivities, it was just too much. I really messed that up. That's why I usually don't talk when I do this. But it's okay. That's why I think, like, actually, when is this going up? Yeah, I think after this, or I don't know if it's after or before this, but the first week of the month, I was supposed to film a Plan With Me video in my Hobonichi cousin, and my cousin or my weeks, I think, and I totally forgot and just did a reel instead, but I was like, you know what, that's okay. Normally, I would, like, be up my you-know-what about it and, like, kicking myself, but I was like, you're doing a lot right now. Have some grace for yourself. Channel's not growing anyway. So what does it matter? Like, is one video not posted when you wanted going to make a difference? And the answer is absolutely not, because I am growing like molasses. it's a bit frustrating. I put a lot of work into, you know, content creating, coming up with ideas and trying to, you know, put stuff out that's hopefully entertaining, but you know, that's okay. I can stays a little bitty baby channel. And keep it simple. Yeah, right. Nothing about me is simple, let's be honest. I'm about as extra as it gets. Hence all the color and stickers. Okay. See, I feel like that's super cute. I really like that. I don't want to color it in. I like the way the white space looks, which is weird again, because I'm not usually a fan of white space, but I guess apparently now I am. This I don't like though. Either the quote needs to move over or, yeah, I don't know. I think I need to move this quote over. Didn't that look like Dole Whip though, that sticker? Oh, I want Dole Whip. Dole Whip, please. Disney Dole Whip, please. I just have to wait till November to have it at Disney. All right, so now I can move all of this. Oh, I ripped the quote. Oops. I do that all the time. Easy fix because it's on clear sticker paper. Thank you, Allie. Also, speaking of Allie, she should have her July release soon. Make sure you're following her on Instagram and here on YouTube, because this is where she does her like monthly reveal of like all her new sticker releases. So that's exciting. And you can use Gen 10 on anything in her shop. Like I said, if I can find these popsicle stickers, I'll link them below. If not, I'll just put a link for summer stickers below, and that should suffice. Whet your appetite, if you will. And then yeah, if you want to check out her other stickers, definitely give those a look. She's got so much in the shop, and now minis, which is awesome. So she's releasing her sticker sheets, but in a mini size, which is like a game changer for a lot of folks who use, you know, a smaller planner. Even like, honestly, even the minis in my Hobonichi Cousin, I really, really like a lot. I like it a lot. Okay. I don't usually do that either, but I like it. Yay, it's so cute. Okay, guys, that's gonna wrap up this video so fast. So yeah, so my favorite book for June was How the Word is Passed. So I need to just add those in. Actually, I'll do that now, and then I'll show you. Oh, and I have to do this too. Oops, I almost forgot. All right, so I need my, let's see, I did audiobook. I started a physical book, but I didn't finish it. I just read like not even the first chapter. I'm so bad about physical books, guys. That's why I don't really read them. Because I'm filming. So I can't like have a physical book in front of me, right? And be filming a video. It doesn't really work like that. All right, and then I have a series, and then that might be it. Did I do? No. 1, 2, 3. No solo show. No, I didn't finish my physical books, so. Okay, so audiobooks I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, because The Huntress I just finished July 1st. So 10 of those. Movies. 1, 2 movies, and they were both in theaters, so they get the asterisk. And then the series, I think there's a couple. 1, 2. Oh, but I didn't finish season 2 of Love on the Spectrum this month, so I'm not going to include that. So Love on the Spectrum, the 4 seasons. Oh, and Andor. Okay, so three series. Okay, that's it. So more audio. Interesting. I would think there'd be less because the last month of the year is always bananas, but I guess not. And then I have to put how the word is passed here, and then I have to finish filling these in. But otherwise, that will wrap up today's video. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know if you have any questions. I will link things below, and I super appreciate you guys coming back to watch these videos. I will see you in the next one. Please like this video if you did, subscribe if you're not, and hit that bell so you don't miss my content. You guys are the absolute best. Wishing you an amazing July, and would love to take any and all book recs. All right, friends, take care of yourselves and remember that you are enough. Bye.